stop with the comments telling me to stop covering basketball. Stop it. It's a boundary I'm going to lay down. This is not a football podcast. This is a sports podcast about sports, not one sport centric. It's about all the sports. And I cover what I can. I cover what I care about. I cover what I'm interested in. I love basketball. I grew up playing basketball. I grew up watching basketball, and I love storytelling. Now, you listening or watching may not like my NBA content. And if you don't, I've got no problem with that. I really don't mind. If you don't want to watch my NBA content, don't want to listen to my NBA content, go ahead and don't turn it off. Don't watch it. That's okay with me. I'm working my butt off. I'm working really hard. And I truly do believe that I'm getting better at covering the NBA. You know, those of you who are skeptical, I'm asking you, please don't give up on me. I really am working hard. I think I'm getting better at covering the sport. And I really honestly do believe that the full episode 268, this episode, is one of the best episodes I've ever made. It's 95% about the NBA. And if you're on YouTube watching this clip, it's a small part of a much bigger, much longer episode. Go find the full episode. I'm really, really proud. I love basketball. I love talking about basketball. And I'm proud of the content I'm making. And at the end of the day, that is the most important thing to me, is can I look in the mirror and ask myself, when I ask myself and look in the mirror, can I say, I love what I'm doing, I love the content I'm making, and I'm proud of what I'm making. Those two things, I love what I'm making, and I'm proud of it. That is so important to me. And I think that's really, I got to be able to live with myself. If I can look in the mirror and say those two things, I can sleep at night. And I am proud of what I'm making. I think it's good, high-quality content. I think especially, again, maybe my LeBron take was ridiculous a little while ago. And I think we watched Clippers versus Lakers, the second game of the season, the NBA restart, went, okay, wow. I really quickly adjusted and was like, look, it's pretty clear. I think the Clippers are better than the Lakers. And I don't know that the Lakers have an opportunity to beat the Clippers down the road. I think they're going to hit a roadblock. I say Clippers going to win in 6. But I want to say, like, you do not have to agree with everything I say. This show is called Strong Opinion Sports. Like, strong opinion. You may not agree with my opinion, but I love sports. I don't think I'm condescending. I don't think I'm mean. I really love sports. I love talking about sports. It's my passion. And I hope you listen. I really do. I try to make an interesting and enjoyable show. Again, one I'm proud of. That's my goal, is for people listening or watching to be like, you know what? Even if I don't agree, whether I agree or not, it was interesting what he talked about, and I had a good time. It was enjoyable. And again, I'm loving the NBA restart so much. I want to share some general notes about the NBA restart. Literally, I just got done watching 4 basketball games in a row. Back to back to back to back. 4 games. Bam, bam, bam. Then I watched a bunch of another game. I didn't finish it. It was actually region locked. It was really frustrating. I couldn't find the entire, the Pacers 76ers game. I could only watch bits and pieces of because I had to go to different platforms and find parts of it. It was ridiculous. But I want to share some general thoughts. Man, Doris Burke is an incredible, incredible broadcaster. She's insightful. She's informative. Her national broadcasts to me are so much better. I watched the local Portland Trailblazers game. I live in the Portland area. And, the local guys in my area just talk. They do not teach the game of basketball. Doris Burke, oh my gosh, does such a good job breaking down the game, explaining the game on the fly. She's phenomenal. Obviously, Stan Van Gundy does the same thing. He's great. And nobody covers the NBA as well as TNT. I love watching the NBA on TNT. And a stupid little side note I love, the swish sound you hear when someone hits a jump shot. I love it. It's fun. And, that happens literally because they have a mic. And I've seen people do this at college basketball games. There's a mic on the backboard picking up the sound of the ball going through the net, the sound of the swish. It's so great. And that sound to me, when you hear a guy just drain a 3, the sound is what I like. It reminds me of watching a quarterback throw a really tight, beautiful spiral. It's the same. It gives me that same feeling of, that was awesome. And the NBA in particular as a league has so many compelling players and storylines and people, and it's a star-driven league, and it's so well done. And if you compare the NBA to the MLB, Major League Baseball, to the NBA right now, Basketball is dominating baseball, in my opinion. The NBA is so much better. It's easier to follow. Games are more spread out. I get so sick of watching baseball. I honestly, to this day, have no idea how I'm supposed to cover baseball. Am I supposed to go once a week, check in with what's going on? Because it seems like they're giving, when you watch a baseball game, by the time I figure out what happened yesterday, today's game will have already ended. And I'm like, I don't even know how to cover this. It's tiring and frustrating. And I like that the NBA gives you a day in between to catch up and understand what's going on. And look, man, I just watched basketball all day Saturday night. I slept. I got up Sunday morning. What is it? Friday night, I watched basketball all night Friday night. Got up on Saturday morning, watched basketball all day Saturday yesterday. Then I didn't go to sleep. I watched basketball all night Saturday night. Sunday morning, kept watching into Sunday morning. Hours and hours and hours. And I'm working hard trying to get better at covering the NBA. I love the NBA. I love basketball. And I really stand by the content you're about to hear in this episode is phenomenal. I'm really proud of it. Episode 268 is the best episode I've done in a long time. And it takes a long time to put this stuff together. And unlike most people, I've really decided to, if I'm going to talk about a game in the NBA, I am going to watch every single moment of that game. I don't think very many broadcasters out there sit down and watch 4 basketball games in one day. They don't do that. They watch highlights, they look at a stat line and share their opinion, just rattling off some stuff. No, I watch the moments. I really pay attention. And I just think I'm watching more basketball right now than many other sports broadcasters. I hope it pays off. I hope that people give me a chance to grow and keep making better content. If you've really listened to this entire rant and me sharing my love of basketball, I hope you give me a chance because I really am proud of what I'm doing.